Hello. Happy Monday, everybody. Come right on in. This is Coach Barbara, and this is Real Talk with Love. How was everybody? How was your weekend? I hope you had a really good weekend. Hey, Lula Bolton. Glad you could make it today. Give me a thumbs up or a few hearts if the volume is good. We are listening to Brannis McKenzie, who is singing our theme song, Sisters at the Well. Hey, Charlene. How are you? Thank you. Pretty lady, right back at you. You know, Brannis is getting us started singing At the Well, our song that was written just for this group, special group of women who gather at the metaphoric well every Monday. This is week 15 or 16? This is week 16. And I am so thrilled to be with you today. So come on in. We're going to let some folks come on through. And hey, Kelsey. And Miss Tracy is here. Hi, Tracy. Come right on in. This is our Monday gathering at the well. I'll begin to turn Brannis down a little bit. Yeah, this is week 15. Let's get it together. Hi, everybody. I came in a few minutes early tonight. I wanted to get started right around 7. So do me a favor. Hit the share button. You know how we like to share the good news. Because bad news certainly flies around town faster than we can imagine. So whenever we're on to something good, our motto is to share it. All the good stuff. Hey, there's my auntie in Florida. Hi, Stella. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to see you. I'm coming to Florida as soon as this madness stops. In the meantime, you stay inside because it's crazy in Florida. It's crazy everywhere. So yeah, here we are, our 15th week, gathered at our metaphoric well just to have a little brief conversation about our topic today. Is really easy. It's a uplifting one, I hope. You know, it's about how do we stay renewed. Hey, Kathy and Coralie. How do we stay renewed? How do we stay refreshed and rejuvenated in the midst of all of the stuff? You know, every week we come on, we have to pause and just think about the families that are going through this COVID-19 and going through the economic crisis. You know, going through, I was thinking about mothers today as they're having this debate about opening the schools. And I was thinking about the mothers who are trying to work and who didn't sign up to be teachers and who's just under the pressure of trying to manage a full day with work, those who are working from home, and then trying to manage a full day of school, you know, being the teachers to their children and having to navigate between their own work. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Barbara Fuller. Having to manage so much in one day at home. You know, something we didn't prepare for. We weren't set up for this. We didn't train for how to do all of this, even though, as women, we tend to rise to the occasion no matter what it is. We tend to make it work, but it is so stressful. So I usually don't start this live without talking about, the prayers that we send up for folks all over the country who are really feeling the weight of this COVID-19 season that has really brought on so many other things. I mean, we've been under siege, it seems like, for a long time. I was reading something today in preparation for another live I'm going to do right after this one that will focus on domestic violence and how the rise in domestic violence has been incredible. 1 in 3 women in isolation and feeling some kind of threat, a physical, emotional, threat to their persons. And so much is going on in the midst of all of this. So we stop and we just say, one, thank you, God, that many of us are not under that same kind of pressure, but we still feel, we have compassion, and we feel for those who are. We feel for those essential workers who have to leave their children at home and families at home and put themselves in the front line so that we can have services. So we always start every Monday with just spending a few moments, sending up our thoughts and prayers and golden light and good wishes and virtual hugs to all those folks. And then those who are grieving the loss of loved ones. We certainly can't forget them. We cannot normalize this season that we're in because it is not normal. And although we're here now since March 11th is when I know Atlanta shut down. Well, it didn't shut down, but we came in the house. Our governor was not aware that there was a pandemic at the time, but we had our good sense to come in the house. We had a mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is just a phenomenal woman, and please send prayers for her because you know that she and her family members are fighting the virus as well. Hi, Angela. Hi, Tracy and Joy. So yeah, we start our day out with saying, just a quiet prayer for those who are grieving, suffering, feeling the weight, the stress of this pandemic. We lift them up. And then tonight, just for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, we're going to talk about how do you renew? In the midst of this, how do you get refreshed? Tracy, Angela, I see you guys. How do you really keep yourself up? Because it's really easy to sink. And I know we've had moments, all of us, when we just didn't feel like getting out of the bed. I certainly have. Hi, Joy. When we just didn't feel like getting out of the bed and we didn't have a reason, we didn't have something we can say, well, I got a backache, a leg ache, or whatever it is. We just didn't feel good. The weight of the environment, all of the energy around this unknown, this uncertain time that we're in, sometimes keep us in a space where we just feel heavy. I'm not going to call it anything other than that because we don't want to claim anything that we don't need to claim in our lives, right? We don't want to draw that to us. But there are times when we just feel the weight of the world. And certainly the world turned upside down is weighty. So how do you get yourself up in the midst of that? How do you stay inspired? How do you rejuvenate? And some folks are home. I know Charlene is. Some folks are home and it's just them. And every now and then you might want someone to talk with, or you wish that you could go out and see a neighbor, right? You're just home by yourself. How do you stay uplifted, renewed, refreshed, right? And then if you found yourself in that place of heaviness where you feel like I just can't pull myself out of it, where's the reset button in your life? Where is it? I would offer that it's not one thing. I would offer that it is about body, mind, and spirit. All three things. Body, mind, and spirit. When we're feeling heavy, low, not inspired, not lifted, one good thing that this COVID season has brought about is we can't avoid reflecting. There's so much time at home. Hi, Gwen. Good to have you on board tonight. But we can't help but reflect because we have time. We're here at home, sheltered in. Reflection is good. Reflection gives you an opportunity to look over some things, to do it over, to right set, right size, things that maybe you might have put aside. What I'm offering is this idea that we can pay attention to three parts of ourselves that really make up the one us. The one self is made up of your body, your mind, and your spirit. And to be rejuvenated and to reset, we have to pay attention to all three. So first, let's start with the body. What do we do with the body? How are we moving about? Right? Okay, the first month, I'm guilty of eating every hour on the hour. I was in my refrigerator. Had to really get a grip on that because it was there. Besides, before we closed down, we went to the store at least 5 times. So I must have, we had everything. We had every juicy, wonderful snack you could name. We had every wonderful kind of juice or adult beverage or dessert and pie. We had everything. We stocked up on everything. And so, of course, we started every hour on the hour. I had something in my mouth. And my body within 30 days started talking back. And it was talking loud because everything that I was putting in my mouth while sitting began to show up in other places. And so with a quickness, I had 10, that's all I'm going to claim, extra pounds. And so I had to get on it and make a decision about what I was going to do with my body and how I was going to keep moving. How was I going to get my 5,000 steps in a day in the house? Because that first month we didn't go out at all. At least now we're going out a little bit. Hi, Shashada. Hi, Juanita. But we now go out Stan goes out for a 3-mile walk every morning. I can't say I do that with him. I don't. But I do go out for an evening walk, and I do about a mile when I go. So the body, getting that body moving. I have stairs in the house, so I've been doing about 10 round trips a day up and down those stairs. But taking care of your body is important. It helps us with getting ourselves reset, restarted, and renewed. And that's what we're trying to do. The next thing is your mind. Taking care of these 3 parts of us. Body first. And then let's go back to body because rest. How much rest are you getting? Isn't it amazing that we are home and we could rest as much as we want? And I don't know about you, but I want to watch movies late at night. And I certainly want to read. And then I'm on Facebook and I look up and it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I'm an early riser. So I realized that I was not getting the proper rest. Well, rest is important. Stillness, allowing your body to relax and get the proper rest, is also just as important as the movement. Okay, so now we're going to go to the mind and we're going to talk about peacefulness. Peacefulness, no substitute for that. My grandaunt used to say, I'm not going to let these people upset my peace. You're not going to disturb my peace. And I just thought it was just something she said. But as I got older, I realized how important peacefulness is. And guess what? We're in charge of that. You get to determine who interferes with your peace. Because if someone is interfering with your peace, you have the ability to cut it off. If the conversations are not what you want them to be, and if it's disturbing you to the point where it stays on your mind, it bothers you, you begin to stress out about it, stressing out about what you think somebody thinks about you, what they might have said about you. I have given it up. I used to, though. I'm not going to lie. I used to worry about how people thought, because I would speak my mind and I would, I wasn't as, my tongue wasn't as sweet as it is now. I had to really work on that. And I really used to react a lot. I don't react as much anymore. Actually, almost never, unless you touch my grandchild or something, and then all bets are off. But I respond now. And when you respond, when you set your mind to response versus reaction, that in itself brings peace. Because if someone says something crazy, I know that I have a choice. I don't have to respond to it. I don't even have to answer it. In fact, if it's too crazy, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it. Because what I don't want to do is upset my peace. Because, there are actually people in the world who thinks it's their job to keep you in upset. And you may have somebody in your family or in your house or in your life like that, who every time something goes down, they pick up the phone and call you, especially if it's a messy kind of thing. They will pick up the phone and call you to report in. Calling in, girl, let me just tell you what mess, what chaos popped off today. And the minute they say that to you, you are in charge of your own peacefulness. You get to decide, I don't want it. And you turn it around. I have about 15 different hard no's, like just no, you're not going to give that to me. And then I have another 15 not so hard no's, but it's still no. And then I probably have some extras, like for those people who just don't want to take the no that I give them initially. I will have someone call me in that moment and say, you know what, I can't be on the phone. Because I am in charge of my peacefulness, and I'm not going to let anyone disturb that and upset that. I have declared my mind stress-free. This, my home, a stress-free home. I'm not telling you that stress don't try to come in through all the crevices. I'm not saying that, because it does. But we have the responsibility to self-care. And keeping your peace is you deciding to take care of yourself. Taking care of your body and your mind are priorities. And then the last one is taking care of that spirit. That's it right there. That's the deep place within you. Taking care of that spirit, feeding it, giving it all the good, juicy nourishment that it needs, putting in all the wonderful, inspiring things, looking at the beauty that God has created all around us, from flowers to the sun, to the sky, to the rain, taking all of that into your spirit and acknowledging it is where that comes from, where you plant that so deeply inside of you. And then the two most important things you can do to take care of your spirit is find a place of gratitude and sit in it. Hey, John. Find a place of gratitude. Sit in that big space of gratitude every day. Let it just hug you and hold you and keep you. When you think about all of what could have been so different in your life, yet here you are. When you can be in a place of gratitude that you have a safe space, when you think about all those who don't have a safe space right now, when you think about all the resources that are available to you, that should put you in a place of gratitude, and you shouldn't ever want to leave it. For those of you who may have had an illness or watched a family member go through an illness, and then you see restoration takes place in their lives or your life, that should sit you in a place of gratitude that, again, you don't ever want to leave. The other thing that takes care of your spirit is service, service, service. Hey, Lisa, thank you for watching, you guys. I hope you all shared this. But the other place that keeps you, your spirit rejuvenated is when you serve others. It is such a good feeling when you can call somebody up and say, guess what? I've been thinking about you, and here's some good news that I found out. Here's something that I think could be helpful to you. Last week, 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine, I don't even know if I said this last week, but 2 weeks ago, Miss Tiffany Ferguson called me up and she said, give me your address. I'm sending you something from Los Angeles. And I said, okay. She said, because I know you haven't been able to get this. I'm sending you some Lysol and some Clorox wipes and some hand sanitizers. Now, I don't know about you, but here in Atlanta, we couldn't find Lysol in any store. I mean, you'd go in the morning, they'd have 2 cans, and of course, they didn't even get to the shelf because the employees are buying it. And I don't blame them. I would do the same thing. But she called and she extended that offer to me. And then she called back and said, by the way, the same place where I got it from, I'm going to get you some. And what I did was I got mine and then I shared some. And I cannot tell you, we talking about Lysol, y'all, just a can of spray. But the amount of people that have called, I actually gifted maybe 4 or 5 people. And the calls back were just really nice to hear. When people are appreciative. Wasn't anything big, wasn't no money, wasn't silver or gold. It was just me thinking about someone. It was just Tiffany thinking about me and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to share what I have with you. Service to others, picking up the phone and calling and checking on folks. How are you doing? How are you doing? How's the family? Can I help you? Can I just talk with you? And there's Tiffany is watching. Thank you for my Lysol and my Clorox spray, lady. But in service to someone else fills your spirit. So body, mind, and spirit, filling your spirit, staying in a place of gratitude. Self-care. There is no substitute for self-care. You know, when people don't treat us well and we complain about it, because, you know, sometimes people don't want to treat you well, and we complain about it. Well, guess what? If you don't treat you well, who's going to complain? Right? Treat yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Treat yourself well. When you treat yourself well, you show other people how to treat you. So here's what I'm going to do. I have 3 thoughts. I'm going to give you 3 examples of how we can begin to shift our self-conversation, the conversations we have with ourselves that then put you back into reset. So here's an old thought. Who am I? Who do I think I am? I don't know if I can do this big dream thing that I'm thinking about. That's old talk. That's an old self-conversation. Here's a new thought. I am the co-designer with God. And anything that I dream about, I can accomplish. Because I have the best partner there is. That's the new thought. Okay, here's an old thought. COVID-19 has me shook. I just don't know what the future holds. I don't even know why I should even be dreaming about stuff. That's the old thought. Here's the new thought. I've never been able to predict the future. I've never been able to tell what's going to happen. So why would I stop dreaming about my possibilities? Why would I stop trying to move myself forward? COVID-19 can't stop me from dreaming, right? I have a co-partner who has given me the ability to dream beyond COVID-19 every day that I draw breath. That's the new thought. Okay, here's the last one. Old thought. It seems like everything that I do, or I face these challenges, and it seems like failure is coming. Well, here's the new thought. The things that you've tried before, you now know better. So you most likely will get it right this time. So keep trying. That's the new thought. Keep trying. So see that old self-talk and the new self-talk, how important it is for you to do that on a regular basis? Let me give you 7 quick tools to renew, reset, and rejuvenate. The first one, positive self-talk. Number 2, journal. Write it down. Write the conversation with yourself down. Tell yourself all the wonderful things that maybe sometimes we wish other people would say to us, but you know what? We have to start telling ourselves the good stuff. I tell myself how ambitious I am, how brilliant I am. I'm trying to learn some new programs on Microsoft Office. I have to keep telling myself that you are smart, Barbara. You can do this. You can get Excel. You can do it. Tell yourself some. Journal. Write it down. Meditation and prayer. Tools for how you reset and rejuvenate. Meditate. Take some quiet time. Set an intention. Pray. Walking and movement. We talked about that. When you walk and you move, your body feels good, but also your mind is taking in all the oxygen, all the deep breathing that's required when you're walking and you're moving. Reading something positive. Find good information. I am so thirsty for good information. I'm always looking for something that would uplift me, right? In fact, I keep 2-3 books all around my bed because I'm always looking for something to read. There is not a day, not one day that goes by that I'm not reading something that feeds my spirit. So reading, inspirational music that gets you up and out, make you feel good, make you even want to move. Music that puts you in a positive frame of mind. And then finally, get you a buddy. Get you an accountability partner. Somebody who's gonna, not even that, because that sounds too much like work. Get you a fun partner. Someone you can call and share all this good stuff with, right? Share a good book, share a good story, share a motivation, talk about your dreams together. You know, every week, this is the funniest thing. Every week I told you all when I do my own hair, because I don't go to the hair shop anymore, when I put the $50 in my stash, I call my sister. I call Deborah and I say, woo, now I got $9.50. Now, so every week it's the same amount. So I know she can add, but I just like saying it. I just like sharing my good news. So share the good news. Get a buddy, somebody who's going to give it right back to you and cheer for you. Yes, we have to be our own cheerleaders. When we want to renew ourselves, reset ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves, we have to be our own cheerleaders. But then there's some special person out there who can be a buddy with you and cheer you on as you go. Listen, let's not let COVID-19 bring us down. In the face of this, let's show the gratitude for being here, for taking the breath, for being able to come together on Mondays like this and speak to each other and talk about good things, things that will lift us up. Share the message, even when we're finished. Start a watch party with 2 or 3 of your friends and talk about what you're going to do with each other. I'm so grateful that you joined today. I'm grateful that you've been joining now for 15 weeks. Thank you so much. I love you, as Charlene said in the thread. I love you on purpose. This is Real Talk with Love. I'm Coach Barbara Perkins, and it's always my joy to come before you on Mondays. So have a good week. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. And I'll play Brannis so that she takes us out with some good news. Good music, I'm sorry. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Tracy. And for those of you who went to my Facebook page, you know that in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be on a national prayer call with about 20 other women leaders from around the country. So if you feel like getting some more, join us, okay? Thanks, Corley. Talk to you all soon. Love you on purpose. Bye-bye. Thanks for all the hearts, you guys. Take care. Start a watch party. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.